Ese Cholo.
I was running the music a little longer because I was watching something right now that I just could not believe, Holmes. That I just could not believe. Damn. All right, what's up, familia? Welcome inside the hotel room. Hope you guys are doing good. Keep in between the lines. Got your load secure. I'm out here on the road. Let's see. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Cross. What's up, Flip C? I don't know what New Year you guys are talking about, man. I know there's people that do like this. There's Chinese New Year, there's this New Year, there's that New Year, there's all these New Years. I don't know, dog. I don't really get in with all that. Or maybe it's just an April Fool thing. I got no idea. Hey, I do want to go ahead and ask this. I'm actually gonna put you guys chats. I'm gonna go ahead and play a video right now in a minute, but I thankfully, dog, thankfully, I'm on the road, man, so I don't really get into too much April Fool stuff, and I've never really been that big of a fan. I really haven't. What's up, Derek? Um, Drivers do pranks of their own, not just so much April Fool stuff, but they definitely do pranks. Now, that was once upon a time, but the whole trucking industry has changed. I don't know if drivers do pranks anymore. I haven't heard of drivers doing pranks anymore. Um, there used to be pranks of, putting grease in the other driver's glove, so when they put their gloves on, they got grease. And you carry the tubes of lube, dog, to grease up your truck. So, but that's a little bit more old school. There was, you flip the lines, the service line, the emergency line, pow, like that. So the truck won't go forward. But then it got kind of dangerous. And there's this one prank. Like I said, I'm gonna play a video in a minute, but there's this one there's this one that I never thought it was funny, dog. And when I heard it, like, hey, it's supposed to be a prank and stuff like that. I never heard any driver that thought it was funny. As a matter of fact, you could cause some real serious damage. And then it went from prank to actually doing somebody wrong. Okay. And that is unhooking the fifth wheel. When a truck is parked, they would go and they would unlock anybody can unlock a fifth wheel, Holmes. There's no key to it. There's nothing. You could just go and just pull on that handle. Anybody could just walking by could just reach under that and pull that sucker out, right? And I never thought that was funny because I'm like, dog, and now you're supposed to do the tug and pull. I'll get to you guys' chats in a second. You're supposed to do the tug and pull, right? But some guys just get in the truck and they just pull forward and that trailer just pow, man, it'll just drop down. And you could cause some real serious damage like that. And then it went from hearing that that was a prank to getting at a driver. You know what I mean? Like getting back at them, dog. Like I'm telling you guys, man, if you guys go to truck stops, if you park somewhere and you get into it with somebody, take a walk or two around your truck, Holmes. You never know what they messed with, including that fifth wheel lock, man. It looks like state line. It is, homie. It is. It is. I'm always on, between California and Nevada, homie. I put guacamole inside crusted shoe once. Ah, dog. I was never a fan of April Fools. I never was. I'm not into pranks like that or anything of that sort. Um, I'd love the movie though. I do love the movie. When that movie come out? Before we get to this video, When did that movie come out? 87 ish. I do love the movie. That movie is so underrated, but that movie is really, really, really good. I watched that movie again because I watched it when I was a little kid, but then I rewatched it maybe about 7, 8 years ago. It was like a little bit before COVID. I rewatched it and I said, like, damn, it's still good. It still held up for me. It was still good. I still enjoyed it. I don't remember what year that movie came out. 1978. Oh, was it that long ago? Damn. Okay, I watched it in the 80s. I watched it in the 80s. So, but 78, it's still a good movie. Like I said, I watched it. Must have been like 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. It was just a little bit before COVID hit, and I liked it. I liked it. I had seen it many years ago, but I had watched it again, and I'm like, it still holds up. Still like it, man. Still enjoy it. All right, let's go ahead and let's check out this April Fool's prank that actually killed somebody. Let's go ahead. Let's check this out.
This morning, a Gainesville, Georgia community is mourning the tragic death of a beloved teacher after a high school prank gone wrong. Police say 5 teenagers went to Jason Hughes' house.
All right, so correction. It's a high school prank. This wasn't really like an April Fool's joke, but it's a high school prank on a teacher, on a school teacher.
High school prank gone wrong. Police say 5 teenagers went to Jason Hughes' house around 11:30 Friday night to throw toilet paper at his trees. According to the sheriff's office, when Hughes, a math
Okay. How many of you guys have TP'd somebody's house or a tree in somebody's house or anything of that sort? You just go out there with toilet paper and you just start chucking that stuff, Holmes. Um, I did that a few times. But actually, to tell you the truth, man, I did it on cars because everyone we knew lived in apartments. So you're not gonna TP their whole damn apartment. So you just TP their car, homie.
Sheriff's office when Hughes, a math teacher in North Hall High School, came outside. The students, all 18 years old, tried to flee in 2 vehicles. Authorities say Hughes tripped and fell into the roadway, and one of the drivers, Jaden Wallace, ran him over. Police say Wallace and his friends
Did you guys hear that? I want to make sure you guys hear it. So they went to TP this teacher's tree.
According to the sheriff's office, when Hughes, a math teacher in North Hall High School, came outside, the students, all 18 years old, tried to flee in 2 vehicles. Authorities say Hughes tripped and fell into the roadway, and one of the drivers, Jaden Wallace, ran him over.
Damn, damn, that's gacho.
Over. Police say Wallace and his friends, seen here in mugshots obtained by ABC affiliate WSB, tried to render aid to the teacher, but the 40-year-old later died at the hospital.
He was a great guy, God-fearing man. He would do anything. He'd take the shirt off his back and give it to you.
Wallace is now charged with first
Where did this happen again? Oh, I'm assuming this happened somewhere like in the South or something, man. This looks like a straight hillbilly country boy right here.
Shirt off his back and give it to you.
Yeah, that guy looks like straight out biscuits and gravy, Holmes.
And give it to you.
Wallace is now charged with first-degree vehicular homicide and reckless driving and could serve up to 15 years behind bars. Police have charged all 5 teenagers with criminal trespassing and littering on private property.
That the family wants to make really clear is that they knew these kids, that they loved them, and these kids loved the Hugheses. This was not a malicious act.
The Hughes family telling our team Jason knew these students were coming to his house and was excited to catch them during the prank. His family says this was a tragic accident and they fully support dropping the criminal charges against all the teenagers.
Now, are these kids 18 years old, because the fact that they're showing their, I guess, is their mug shots here. If they're underage, I'm assuming they're all 18. It was high school.
The teenagers. Faith Abube, ABC News, Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta. Okay, so it happened in Georgia. I thought so, man, because this dude right here, this guy just looks like straight out Southern country boy, biscuits and gravy right
Fearing
here.
man. He would do anything. He'd take the shirt off his back and give it to you.
Wallace is now charged with first-degree vehicular homicide and reckless driving and could serve up to 15 years behind bars. Police have charged all 5 teenagers with criminal trespassing and littering on private property.
All right, so they're being charged with criminal trespassing and littering. I mean, the littering, like, okay, whatever, Holmes, right? But the criminal trespassing part and the Jaden Wallace dude, the one that actually ran him over, dog, that is some gotcha stuff right there, Holmes. All right, so basically, all in a nutshell, they go to prank their high school teacher here, okay, which he knew they were coming. That's what it says over here.
That the family wants to make really clear is that they knew these kids, that they loved them, and these kids loved the Hugheses. This was not a malicious act.
The Hughes family telling our team Jason knew these students were coming to his house and was excited.
So he even knew that the students were going to his house to do this.
To catch them during the prank. His family.
So he was excited that they're going to come over and do this, and he wanted to go ahead and catch them. So it all seemed like fun. I'm assuming that's his wife right there.
To catch them during the prank. His family says this was a tragic accident and they fully support dropping the criminal charges against all the teenagers. Faith Abube.
Dog, that is okay. So when he comes out to confront them, he slipped and he fell.
Teacher after a high school prank gone wrong. Police say 5 teenagers went to Jason Hughes' house around 11:30 Friday night to throw toilet paper at his trees. According to the sheriff's office, when Hughes, a math teacher at North Hall High School, came outside, the students, all 18 years old, tried to flee in 2 vehicles. Authorities say Hughes tripped and fell into the roadway, and one of the drivers, Jaden Wallace, ran him over.
Dog. Oh man, that is a crazy story, Holmes. So it seems like they're all in on this, right? The teacher included, Holmes, right? Like, oh man, he's excited. Hey, these kids, some of my students are gonna come over, they're gonna prank me, but watch, I'm gonna catch them. I got something for them. He comes running outside, scares the kids off, man. It's all in good and fun. They all jump in the ride, they're all taking off, and he falls onto the street. And this dude right here, who's the driver of one of the vehicles, turns his teacher into a speed bump. That is insane. And he died. He died. That is insane, dog. That is crazy. And now, you got his family. Like I said, I'm assuming this is his wife right here saying, like, hey, listen, this, they're not so much blaming the kids. They're not really like, we kind of knew that this was going to happen. Now you got all these kids right here that were all involved. I mean, the guy on the left more than anybody else because he was the one that was driving the vehicle that ran him over. But like it said, they all stopped to try to give him aid, right?
Authorities say Hughes tripped and fell into the roadway, and one of the drivers, Jaden Wallace, ran him over. Police say Wallace and his friends, seen here in mugshots obtained by ABC affiliate WSB.
Okay, these are the mugshots, dog. So I'm assuming they're all 18, right? I mean, if the news is showing them, I'm assuming they're 18 years old.
Tried to render aid to the teacher, but the 40-year-old later died at the.
Yeah, see, they all got off the vehicle and they tried to give him aid, but homeboy died. Homeboy died. And now this dude could be facing 15 years. I don't think, look, it sucks, man. All these kids, especially this dude. Which I look, I'm not gonna lie, man. Just looking at this dude right here, I don't know, man. He looks like he could be some sort of killer. I'm just saying, dog, you know. But all these kids right here, man, I'll tell you guys, they're gonna live with this, homie, and that's gacho. That is gacho, dog. I wonder how you fall onto the middle of the road. w- what was the teacher doing? Was he running? Was he gonna run in front of the vehicle and try to stop it like that? Like, what was he gonna do? What was you are running while these vehicles are taking off and you fall in front of one of the vehicles? I'm a little curious, like, okay, what was he thinking? What was he doing? I'm trying to think just off the top of my head, like what would you be doing, dog? Like I get it. You're out there, you're in on the joke, you're in on the gag, you know, get over here, you know, scaring them off and everything. But how do you fall in front of the vehicle while it's moving unless you're gonna jump in front of the vehicle, you know? So I don't know. I don't know. Also, but I will say this too, Holmes. I will say this too. Now I get it. Some kids have cool special relationships like that with certain teachers, right? Maybe I'm just saying it from my end because I was never close to a teacher like that, but that's just me. I'm sure there's plenty students that got along very, very, very well with teachers, and saw them as almost kind of like friends, right? Which is a little bit of a dangerous road, but um, I'm I would never do that. Unless I was doing something with malice to a teacher, I'm not gonna go like, oh man, hey, you know what? We're gonna go and prank, Mr. So and so. He'll be cool with it, man. He'll be cool with it. Yeah, we're gonna go to your house. Like, what the flying flip? Charlie, homie. You know what I mean? Now, if it's a teacher that I didn't like back in the day, okay, maybe go slash their tires if I knew where they lived or something like that. But I don't know about having that type of relationship, dog, with a teacher where you get to do something like that. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys do have uh some story where you guys have that relationship with certain teachers, man. I never did. What's up, Norlivato? Let me see. When we switched moon calendar to the now. Some people still celebrate New Year in spring and they call them Fools of April. The hell? Oh my gosh, dog. Everyone's crazy but me. Everyone is insane but me. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, that sucks, dog. That sucks. Read it again. He slid running. Yeah, no, I know. He slid running, but he was running in front of the car. He was gonna run in front of the car for his body to land in front of the vehicle. Like I said, unless he was just stop in front, like I said, like I said right here, they were all in on the gag, right? Unless he was gonna jump in front of the vehicle and be like, stop or something like that. Because if he ran in front and he slipped and he fell right in front of the vehicle while the vehicle is moving and it gets turned into a speed bump, to me, I'm just kind of like curious, like, okay, what was he gonna do in front of the vehicle? But damn, dog, yeah, that's a gacho story, man. That's a gacho story. And these kids right here, looks like they really had that, close bond relationship with this teacher, man, since looked like they were all buddy buddies and he was in
The
on
Hughes
it.
family telling our team Jason knew these students were coming to his house and was
Mhm.
excited to catch them during the prank. His family says this was a tragic accident and they fully support dropping the criminal charges against all the teenagers. Faith Abube, ABC News.
Yeah. Well, that sucks, dog. That's gacho right there, man. Very, very sad story. You guys ever had a prank go wrong? Let me see. What am I doing here? Oh, there we go. Let me see. Let's pull up this other one. Here's another April Fools. Looks like this quite a few years ago. All right, let's see here. Woman and her dead. Let me see. All right, let's see. Let's pull this one up right here. Da-da.
A favorite day for pranksters is the time of year when you're never really sure what's the truth. One veteran April Fool's Day jokester in Kingsport had it all planned out.
I do April Fool's Day jokes all the time, okay?
This year would be the best
Girlfriend.
yet, a prank for her sister.
Man, what's up with some of these people, Holmes? I'll just leave it right there.
For her sister.
I was doing an April Fool's joke. I said, Helen, I shot my husband. I'm cleaning up the
Oh, what's the April Fool's joke again?
Fool's joke. I said, Helen, I shot my husband. I'm cleaning up the mess. Let's go bury him in Blackwater.
Yeah, you heard correctly. She told her sister she murdered her husband. Sister Helen called another family member. Somebody called 911.
And next thing I knew, they was alive.
I like how it's like the sister called another family member and someone called 911. They never said who called 911, just someone called 911.
Correctly, she told her sister she murdered her husband. Sister Helen called another family member. Somebody called 911.
And
Somebody.
next thing I knew, they was all everywhere. The response was excellent.
Kingsport police staged out
Gosh, man, I tell you. These accents.
Everywhere. The response was excellent.
Kingsport police staged outside of Hudson's pastel yellow house, guns drawn as they prepared themselves for a bloody murder scene.
And I thought it was some big man going to come out there. Here come the woman out and handcuffed her, put her in the car. And I thought, well, what in the world she done?
But inside, they only found Hudson, and she started to learn the joke might be on her.
Then April Fool's.
April Fool. The fool was her.
Oh man, these are the people that be baking fresh apple pies, Holmes. I'll tell you, dog. I'll tell you, man.
And she just might agree.
Be careful on the April Fool's jokes.
Okay.
When you're never really sure what's the truth. One veteran April Fool's Day jokester in Kingsport had it all planned out.
I do April Fool's Day jokes all the time, okay?
This year would be the best
Girlfriend.
yet, a prank for her sister.
I was doing an April Fool's joke. I said, Helen, I shot my husband. I'm cleaning up the mess. Let's go bury him in Blackwater.
Okay. All right. Check this out. Check this out, Holmes. Okay. Check this out. Something is going on in that relation. First of all, where is the husband? Did the Hudas even check to see if the husband's okay? How come he's not in this story, dog? Where is the husband? But nonetheless, Holmes, let me go ahead and let me throw this out there. All right. Let me just down real quick. Let me throw this out there, okay? The sister, something's going on with this relationship for the sister to actually believe that. Because most people would not believe that. Something is going on with this family, okay, where this chick can call her sister and say that she shot and killed her husband, for not just the sister to believe it, but the other family member, whoever the other family member is. There is something there where it's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, because ain't nobody just gonna believe that, dog. I mean, how many of you guys think you can go ahead and call your sibling or maybe your significant other can call their sibling and say like, hey, I murdered, I killed, I shot and killed, whoever your significant other is, and they're going to believe it just right off the rip. And then they're going to call another family member, and then that family member is just going to believe it just right off the rip. I mean, I'm sure it took a little bit more convincing, but there's something there with this family. There's something there with this family for them to believe that to the point where they get Johnny Law involved, Holmes. Something is up with this Haina's marriage for her to call the sister and say, I shot and killed my husband. And for the sister to say like, oh, what's she say? And to help her to go bury him or something like that.
My husband. I'm cleaning up the. I shot my husband. I'm cleaning up the mess. Let's go bury him in Blackwater.
Let's go bury him in Blackwater. Okay. Something is up. Something is going on, dog, where the sister would actually believe something like that. First of all, this chick kind of looks a little nuts, but so I, maybe the whole family's a little crazy, but yeah, because if I'm trying to think of anybody in my family that if they would have called me to say that they killed their significant other, right? It would take a lot for them to convince me of that. That's why I'm saying for her to call her sister and say like, hey, that she shot and killed her husband, she's cleaning up the mess. Let's go bury him in Blackwater, wherever the heck that's at. And for the sister to believe it enough to call another family member, and for that family member to believe it, and then somebody calls the Judas. Yeah, something's up in this family. Something's up in this relationship, dog. So, yeah, something's going on here, man. Something I would like to know. I would like to see the husband on here. Must have been a Biden supporter. April Fools. Yeah, so something's up, man. Something's up with this family, dog. I do believe they are actually nuts, dog. I do believe that. All right, this is the one that I was looking at that really caught me. Like, what the flying flip? Are you kidding me? Let's see here. All right, this is a prank. Okay. Da, 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 da. Oh, you know what? Okay, let me see. Instead of the long version, let me see. Let me pull up this short version right here because this sucker is way too damn long. Looks like some dude got a tattoo on his head. I don't know if you guys seen this or not. Let me see. It's of a radio station. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. Because it's only on short form. All right. Let's see here. Da, da.
I found out about this contest, if you'd like to call it that, and naturally I was a little skeptical. So what I did, I called the radio station and I spoke with a gentleman, and he did in fact confirm that this offer was legit. He also directed me to the contest page on the station's website.
Tattoo them across your forehead. Be the first list.
Okay, so you guys see this guy has KRUD on his forehead. That is a radio station. So this guy got duped into tattooing that on his forehead.
Listener to do it and win $250,000.
So as you can imagine, I didn't waste any time. I dashed down to the radio station. They glared at me in disbelief.
I could have never imagined somebody would have actually tattooed our station letters to their forehead.
Dog, to the point where this goes to court, man. Wow. And you know what? All right, let's play a little bit more.
$250,000 is a lot of money. There are a lot of folks that would do that, right? How's he to know that this is not real?
There was a link on there. If he would have clicked on that link, the link would have took him to the page that said April Fools.
And the loss.
All right. All right. What's your guys' thoughts on this, dog? What's your thoughts on this? So homeboy hears this on the radio station that if you get the letters of the radio station tattooed on the forehead, you get $250,000. Now, I don't want to play the whole video because basically what he is saying is that he lives with his parents. I don't know how old this dude is. He's definitely not young. Okay. But they lives with his parents, and he thought this was a way to save their house because they're losing their house. So when he heard this, he went and got this tattooed on his forehead. And now the radio station is saying, like, hey, this was an April Fool's joke. This was an April Fool's prank. It wasn't supposed to be taken literally. But now he's suing. He's suing. And I'm like, first of all, I'm just kind of surprised. Like, damn, dog. Let me bring back that up. Okay. Shoot. Spencer, I'm not the pad. Okay. By the way, who is this judge, dog? Why has he got so much makeup on him? Damn, this fool looks powdery. And I don't know if he's really bald or if he just got a cap on.
A tattoo on your forehead to save your parents' house.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Ah,
I
damn it.
found out about this contest, if you'd like.
Okay. So that's an actual tattoo on this dude's head. Let me blow it up a little bit more. That's an actual tattoo on this dude's head, Holmes. Okay. Now, I don't know why he got it that thick and that big. I don't know if maybe this dude's name is Joe Bell. Okay. This dude got it blasted on his forehead. Now, I don't know if it said or if they said somewhere on the contest where it's like, hey, the bigger the bigger the tattoo, you know, from what I understand, it just said the first to get it tattooed on your forehead, you get $250,000. This dude blasted on his head, Holmes. I mean, this look at that. It doesn't even look real, man. That sucker is thick.
To call it that. And naturally, I was a little skeptical. So what I did, I called the radio station and I spoke with a gentleman, and he did, in fact, confirm that this offer was legit. He also.
Okay. He called the radio station. All right. He called the radio station to ask them, hey, are you guys for real when it comes to this contest? And the person in the station said, yes, this is legit.
Also directed me to the contest page on the station's website.
Tattoo them across your forehead. Be the first listener to do it and win $250,000.
So as you can imagine, I didn't waste any time. I dashed down to the radio station.
Okay, dog, but I didn't see anywhere on there where they said that you got to put it in bold letters. Gosh, darn it, dog. This Vato, homie, this is for life, Holmes. Look, he can use some feria to go ahead and get this sucker removed. All right, but getting a tattoo removed is not easy, dog. That sucker could take 6 to even 2 years, 6 months to 2 years, man. And as big and thick as that is, oh, dog, this guy's looking at a long time if he's gonna think he's gonna get that removed.
Glared at me in disbelief.
I could have never imagined somebody would have actually tattooed our station letters to their forehead.
$250,000 is a lot of money. There are a lot of folks that would do that, right?
How much would it take? How much would it take for you guys to do something like that? I remember Power 106. There was this This was years ago. Years ago when the Lakers had Shaq and Kobe, right? And they're on this crazy run. And Big Boy said, "Hey, I forgot what the contest was. I don't know what it was, dog. But something like you got to do something. You got to do something crazy. I forgot what it was, right? But there was this one vato. He got I love Shaq. I love Shaq, as in Shaquille O'Neal. I love Shaq. He got that tattooed on his forehead, and he went down to the radio station. And Big Boy was all like, "Damn, this guy's really serious about it." And he got those Laker tickets. I think they were like floor seats, right? And he got them. And not only that, he actually got a chance to work at the radio station there at Power 106. And he also got a chance to, he got his own radio show for a minute or two, I think at 92.3 The Beat for a while. And then he started working for Golden Boy. I remember seeing him at a couple of fights, like 2, 3 times. I even had a conversation with them, right? And then he did some sex weirdo video with you guys remember Octomom, the hyena that had like 14 kids or something like that. He did some sort of weirdo sex video with her, like they didn't even have sex. He like dressed up as a baby and she was spanking him or something like that, man. And then that's it. I don't know. I don't know whatever happened to him, man. But yeah, he got I love Shaq on the forehead. So and he did it for just floor seats of a Laker game. I think it was like the playoffs or something of that sort. But 250, look, $250,000, dog. Now, I don't know what state this is, but you're not gonna get that $250,000. That sucker's gonna be taxed.
Need to know that this is not real.
There's a link on there.
And by the way, he did call the station. He did call the station and he asked, "Is this for real? Is this legit?" And they told him, "Yes, it's legit."
If he would have clicked on that link, the link would have took him to the page that said April Fools.
And the law says if you do a prank and they are harmed, you must pay for that. And in your favor, I'm going to award $510,000.
Damn. Damn. So he won. He won. He got double. He got double. Not everyone is going to pay attention to the link being there. No, you're right. You're right. Especially since he called the radio station and said, "Hey, is this for real?" And if they told him, "Yeah, it is legit," you can go, "Jed's a millionaire." Let me see. A YouTuber offered me $500 to dye my beard pink for a week. Didn't do it. What about a G? Crusted. What about $1,000? $500? Okay. And by the way, tax free. Tax free, homie. Bam, just cash. I'm not offering it to you. I'm just saying. Would you do it for $1,000, Holmes? But damn, dog. So this dude actually won this case.
So you put a tattoo on your forehead to save your parents' house?
Yes, sir, that's correct. I found out about this contest, if you'd like to call
You know what's funny about this, dog? Is that this dude doesn't look like he has another tattoo on his body. I might be wrong, Holmes. This fool might be riddled with tattoos. But the fact that this guy's got this tattoo on his head, now he's gonna have to use some of that feria to get that off of his head. Okay. Now, tattoo removals are not easy. It is not just go throw your feria and next thing you know, you walk out of there without a tattoo. Heck no. You get tattoo removal, dog. And the way where it's at on this dude, and how thick it is, dog, I wouldn't be surprised if he's looking at like 2 or 3 years before this thing gets removed. If it gets removed completely at all, there might be some scar tissue there, something where it's still gonna say KRUD. Maybe not the ink, or maybe the ink just fades so far away where they say like, hey, that's as much we could take off. But I think for the rest of his life, he's gonna have some sort of marking with KRUD on his forehead, even if it's just very, very, very light. Because a tattoo removal is not easy. It is not easy like that. Let's see. Maybe. Okay. So maybe for a G. All right. Okay. So any takers? I'll put a community post out there for you, Crusted. Let's see if we can make you $1,000, Holmes. When he said they told him it was legit, is where they messed up. Yeah, that's where they messed up.
Call it that. And naturally, I was a little skeptical. So what I did, I called the radio station and I spoke with a gentleman, and he did, in fact, confirm that this offer was legit. He also directed me to the contest page on the station's website.
Tattoo them across your forehead. Be the first listener to do it.
Now it says on the bottom right-hand corner, it says click here for official rules. Yeah, nah, dog. I don't think that's enough, man.
it and win $250,000.
So as you can imagine, I didn't waste any time. I dashed down to the radio station. They glared at me in disbelief.
I could have never imagined somebody
They glared at me.
would have actually tattooed our station letters to their forehead.
$250,000 is a lot of money. There are a lot of folks that would do that, right? How's he to know that this is not real?
There's a
I wonder if the radio station also has to pay him if he leaves that tattoo on his forehead. That's advertisement right there. That's advertisement.
link on there. If he would have clicked on that link, the link would have took him to the page that said April Fools.
And the law says if you do a prank and they are harmed, you must pay for that. And in your favor, I'm going to award $510,000. So,
Damn, dog. That is, wow. He made double. He made out with double, dog. Wowzer. Okay. I wonder now if it's worth it. How many of you guys would get a tattoo on your forehead for $500,000? I mean, $500,000, dog, is $500,000. You know what I mean? Now I know it gets a little bit choppy there with taxes and everything, but if we take all that away, if we take taxes away and all that stuff, would you do it for $500,000? Would you get a tattoo on your forehead for $500,000, dog? That's exactly where they messed up. That's exactly where they messed up, Crusted. When he called, that was their time to say, like, no, it's just a prank, man. It's just a prank. But the fact that they kept going on with it, that's where they were just like, that's where they screwed up, dog. If somebody calls in, that's your time to kind of just say, like, no, you know what? Look, it's just a prank. If you hit the link, it'll tell you April Fool's. It's an April Fool's prank, you know. But nah, dog, that's where they screwed up. Possibly. Good gosh, dog. Let me see here. I think I got that. All right. All right, so possibly you might do something like that. I got a minute or two, dog. If anybody wants to jump on, let me see. There's always hats, and you know what? Every time I saw that dude, they ended up calling him Tattoo. He ended up working for Power 106. If anybody remembers that dude, let me know, Holmes. I don't remember his real name, but he got I Love Shaq on his forehead. So to get I think it was playoff or finals for the Lakers years ago. This is when Kobe and Shaq were doing their thing. And for Power 106, he went ahead and he got I Love Shaq. They gave him the tickets. But not only that, he actually started working at Power 106. Then he got his own radio station, I think with that Haina Kule. I might be wrong on that one, but I know you guys on radio show, not station. My bad. Radio show. I think with 92.3 the beat, and then he ended up doing some sex weird video with that Octomom chick. And the reason why he comes to mind is because I actually talked to that dude like 2, 3 times because he did work for Golden Boy for Oscar de la Hoya in his promotion. He was just like a hype man, just with the mic. And I would catch that dude because I would go to fights like super early, right? And I'd catch that dude, drinking a beer, and I'll be like, "Hey, what's going on, Tat?" And then the first time I saw him, I told him, "Oh yeah, man, I remember you from the radio station and all that." And it was like, "All right, cool," and everything. He was cool. He seemed a little bit weird. But every time after that, I think I talked to him like two more times at fights. And then at one point he just disappeared. I remember he was getting into a fight. He was working for Oscar de la Hoya at a boxing event in Carson, what used to be called StubHub Center, which is now called Dignity Health Sports Park, years ago. And he was working for Golden Boy. He was like the hype man with the mic, and he was giving away a pair of signed gloves. And I don't know what happened, man, but he threw it at the guy. He started flipping him off. And they were about to throw down. I never heard from that dude ever again, man. Let me see. But anyway, you bring up there's always hats. He was always wearing a hat. Oh, I ran into that dude one time too at a wrestling event. He was a big wrestling fan. "Yeah, man, I'm 33 years old and want to get my CDL. Should I be worried about self-driving semi trucks?" No, who's this? Ralph? No, don't be worried about it, dog. Don't be worried about it. That conversation's been going on for over a decade now. No, go ahead and get your CDL. Start trucking it up, brother. Start trucking it up. Just as long as you're willing to sacrifice 2 years. Okay, as long as you're willing to sacrifice 2 years. Okay, if you're ready for your life to change. When I say change, I don't mean change for the better, and I don't mean change for the worse. I just mean change. Okay, because trucking takes up a lot of your time. Even if you're just a company driver, it will take up a lot of your time. If you're cool with that, I don't know if you're in a relationship or you're not in a relationship. What's your, lifestyle like, or home life like? If you're cool with that, then it can work out for you. But just be ready to sacrifice 2 years, man, before you can actually do something. Because for the first 2 years, everybody knows that you don't really have many options. So you can only take what they give you. And if they give you nothing but slop, then you got to take that slop and say, "Thank you. Can I have another?" After 2 years and you got no violations, the doors open up for you. Now you can start negotiating. Now you can start pushing your weight a little bit more on what you want. It's like not guaranteed. I'm not saying, I'm not saying it's a guarantee that you're going to get what you want, but you have a little bit more to negotiate with. I got 2 years experience, no violations, pow, more doors open up. Now you're looked at as an experienced driver, and you could get a little bit better footing in trucking, and as opposed to people just feeding you slop. Now you can actually sit down on the table and say, like, "You know what? I don't want this. What else do we have?" It doesn't mean you're gonna get a plate that you want, but you actually have a few more options. Let me see. Yes, he's a guy he replaced. Yeah, dog. I wonder what happened to that dude. I wonder what happened to that tattoo dude, dog. He ended up being a weirdo, homie, because he made that sex tape, which they didn't even have sex. Like, he dressed up like a baby and she was spanking him. That Octomom chick that had like 14 kids. Let me see. What's up, Anthony? Bravo. It's a lifestyle. Tyrone. Might take your lady. Well, look. Look. I mean, when you become a trucker, man, it takes up a lot of your time. Okay. If you run into a bunch of guys that have been doing it for years and they're all local drivers and they're like, man, I'm home every night, and yeah, they may be home every night. That's cool. But understand that you're still working, 12 to 14 hours, dog. And you come home just to go to sleep, just to shower and go to sleep, man. It takes up a lot of time. It takes up a lot of time. And by the way, you barely getting into trucking, you might not even get a local job. That's going to be very difficult to do. It's not impossible, but it's going to be very difficult to do. So as long as you're willing to give up 2 years of your life, give it to trucking. Give it everything you got. Everything you got. Okay? Whenever they say, this is what we got for you, take it. Hey, all we got for you to eat is dirt. Take it. Can I have another? Can I have some more? Take it. Everything you get, everything, man. All the slop, everything that they're going to feed you, man. All the garbage, take it. Take it for the first 2 years. Once you get the first 2 years out of the way, all right. Now start asking, orale. You know what I mean? Where's the steaks at? Where's some fried chicken, man? Where's the chilaquiles? Where's the good stuff at? Now you can start negotiating a little bit better. Tyrone might take your lady. Look, man. Look, man. That's some hyenas get tired. Hyenas get tired, man. They get tired of their, being with a trucker, man. It's a special type of woman to stay with the driver. That's for sure. What's up, Droops? Where you trucking at today? I said, I'm over here in Nevada, dog. It's cool. I just got to go back tomorrow. I got a 4-day, 3.5-day weekend, I guess. I'm just gonna drive back, drop the trailer off, and I'm done. I'm done. Usually I would drop a trailer off, pick up another trailer, and do some more. But no, not tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm just gonna drive back because actually tomorrow is opening day for the Tower Buzzers, which is the Dodgers minor league team. So I'm gonna go to that, and yeah, I don't want to, because when I'm like, okay, you know what? If I hurry up here and I hurry up there, I'll be able to get off in time. But every time I do that, dog, if something happens on the road, you blow out a tire or some accident happened or something, and it just doesn't go the way I planned it. Let's see, tower. Oh, what the heck? Why did I just right here? Hold on, I'm trying to. Okay. Where's it at? Okay, yeah, this is where I'm going. Let me see. Here we go. Oh, wait, that's a commercial.
In town and a new stadium. The Ontario Tower Buzzers are taking the field for their first season as the minor league affiliate of the LA Dodgers.
Yeah, our CBS LA Zach Boetto spoke to the team's general manager as they prepare for their inaugural season.
Not to turn this into like super baseball or anything like that, but this is the new Dodgers minor league team and this is actually their team. Before that, it was the Quakes, but that was their affiliate. They didn't that wasn't their actual team.
Something's a buzz out in Ontario.
And this is the first season for the Ontario Tower Buzzers.
It's
funny, I have a neighbor who dropped off a story who's just like, oh my God, I'm so excited.
And with the help of the maintenance workers spraying off the concourse, in just over a week, this brand new ONT field will be the home of the Dodgers' new single-A baseball team, the Ontario Tower Buzzers.
It's going to be minor league baseball taken to the extreme with that Dodger influence.
LA native and lifelong Dodger fan Alan Benavides is the team's general manager.
The opportunity to come home, to open this new facility, create new partnerships, family.
I passed by there, like 3 weeks ago. That sucker looks man, dog. Especially for a minor league stadium.
The Dodgers, like, it's a dream, man.
And it's all brand new, from a state-of-the-art clubhouse for the players to restaurants and even a playground and mini replica field for the kids. The City of Ontario says the $120 million stadium is expected to welcome over 1 million new visitors and generate $70 million in economic impact for the area each year.
Families and friends that want to get away from the television and their screens, come out, enjoy a beautiful Southern California day, and come watch some professional baseball players try to make it to the big leagues.
Benavides says currently he's pouring through about 1,000 applications for people hoping to work at the stadium. And while there are still tickets available for that first weekend series, right now it's all hands on deck with tickets sold out for opening day.
And I got one of those tickets. All right, I'll end it. I'll take that off right there. Let me see. Cholo, quit spraying patch all oil on yourself right before the gym. Oh gosh, dog. I went to the gym yesterday, man. There's some high nut, dog, okay? I was just doing a quick workout. I'm like, let me get a couple miles in on the treadmill. All right, because I actually got off a little earlier, a lot earlier than I anticipated. And I'm like looking at the time and I'm like, you know what? I could go hit the treadmill for about 30 minutes, man. So let me go ahead and do that. And I got on the treadmill. It was pretty packed in there. I got on the treadmill, and right next to the treadmill, right on my left-hand side, was one of those staircase freaking workout machines. And as I'm running, I'm already probably like a mile in. Dog, this Hannah jumps on it. She wasn't bad looking, homie. I'll be real. She wasn't bad looking, but good gosh, dog, this Hannah like drowned herself in perfume. Like, what the hell is this, man? Thank goodness she didn't stay on there that long. She did not stay on there that long. But I was like, son of a bastard, man. Like, dog, every time I inhaled, it's like, pah. Damn, dog, what the heck? And you're breathing, and I feel it in your eyes, and it's like, good gosh, dog, I left. She didn't stay on there that long. And even when I left, man, I was still like rinsing my mouth off, man. I felt like it was like in the back of my throat, like, son of a bastard, man. What's up with these Hannahs? And that's not the first time that's happened. That's not the first time that's happened, dog, where Hannahs go in there, just drowning themselves in perfume, Holmes. Yeah, nice stadium. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there opening days tomorrow. If you guys are watching this live, man, I'm gonna go there. I'll probably have a feast or two, man. But that'll be just about it, dog. Because after that, I really gotta lock in. I gotta start training for Bay to Breakers. I mentioned it on the round table. I don't know. I never heard of Bay to Breakers. Shout out to my boy Robert Anthony. He's the one that brought it up to me. I'm going up to San Francisco to do this event. That's in the month of May, in the middle of May, as a matter of fact. And let me see, just to get a little idea. Just to get a little idea of what this Bay to Breakers is. I've never done it, dog. Okay, but from what I understand, San Francisco is kind of like a circle on top. You run from one end to the other end, from coast to coast, man, of San Francisco. I didn't know people dress up for Beta Breakers. Okay. All right.
All right, it's Beta
That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
Breakers Day. What a fantastic race. Beautiful day. This is so typically San Francisco. We've been loved to have part of this as Windsurf, empowering Beta Breakers, keeping you in flow state. What a great day. Beta Breakers San Francisco, we're out. 1, 2, 3, go!
Well, that's what it is. I'm telling you guys right now, I ain't dressing up as no Oscar Mayer wiener hot dog or a banana suit or anything like that. I'm just gonna go do the run, Holmes. I'm not gonna dress up as it. They do things just a little bit different up there in the Bay, man. Shout outs to the Bay. But that's what I gotta after opening day tomorrow. Well, I'll probably have a beer or two, man. That's it. Bam. Got to lock in, change my diet, everything, so I could get ready to rock and roll, man, and go do that. So that's gonna be a 15K run. So I assume they allow pink beards. Probably, Crusted. You're invited, homie. You're invited, man. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna tap up out of here. I gotta wake up at 2 a.m. But it's not a long day, Holmes. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm expecting a nice, good day for tomorrow, which I shouldn't expect that, because when I expect that, damn it, things can go wrong, man. Son of a bastard. So, all right. Hey, man, you guys be good. I don't know what April Fool's pranks you guys got going on, but dog, that first story that I covered, that we looked at, that was Gacho, dog. That was Gacho. They accidentally killed that teacher. That's sad, man. That's sad. They got to live with that for the rest of their life, man. It was an accident. Prank gone wrong, and he's dead. Okay, Gacho. All right, man. You guys be good. As always, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of surroundings. Always keep a safe distance. Blood makes you live. Below to makes fam. Till next time, this is Ed the Troll Trucker. Over and out.